Occurs in as many as 80% of amputations. Medication often fails to relieve the discomfort. And many years ago on the World Service, Valerie talked to us about her experiences of phantom limb pain after her arm was amputated due to cancer. The strange thing is I never feel the shoulder, it's just the arm hanging below the shoulder and across my body. For the last 3 months of its life it was in that position, propped up on a pillow because that was the only way it was comfortable. And mostly now the hand is clasped in a very tight grip. And sometimes the fingers jump over each other and dig into each other. And then I have to wait for them to undo themselves because I have no control over that. Now these mysterious sensations can't be coming from the limb as it's not there. Instead, something has to have gone awry in the parts of the brain that perceive pain. Now various methods, including using mirrors to give the impression of the missing limb, have been tried in the past. But now a team from Sweden is trialling a new approach using virtual reality in the hope of restoring normal function in those neural circuits and stopping the pain. Here's Max Ortiz, who's Assistant Professor at the Biomedical Signals and Systems Group at the Chalmers University of Technology in Gothenburg.
We know that after an amputation there are a lot of changes in the brain because there's a lot of circuits that work together to make you move and make you feel. And when one part of the body that plays a big role, such as the hand or the leg, is lost, suddenly that creates changes that often entangle with the pain perception circuitry. So we thought that basically we try to restore the function of those brain circuits that change because of the amputation. So that was the initial idea. So we put electrodes on the remaining muscles of the stump and ask the patients to do different phantom movements, to try to move their phantom. So we really want these patients to do the movement, to not only imagine it, because that doesn't engage all the circuitry we're aiming to engage in the brain. So the instructions we give them is perform the movement as if you will have your hand. And that will create, if they are doing it, contractions in the muscles in the stump that will reflect the intention of movement. And by looking at the patterns of electrical activity in their muscles, we can decode the intention of movement. And in that way, we can give the patient feedback in real time using augmented reality. And by that I mean we have a webcam where they can see themselves in a computer screen, like in a mirror, with the addition that we can add a virtual limb, and then we let the patient control that virtual arm in the same way that the patient will control its biological arm.
So if a person imagines they're using their missing left hand to perform a task, the technology allows them to see their virtual hand doing that exact task. But the big question is, has it worked?
In average, these patients, they had suffered for phantom limb pain for 10 years, and they have tried all the available treatments. So these are patients that are most difficult cases we can find. And what we found after 12 sessions of around 2 hours, once per week, is that the pain in average was reduced by 50%. But we also found, and we were very interested in investigating this part, is the intrusion of pain in activities of the daily living. So how much of a problem it was. And we found a reduction in both the intrusion of pain in activities of the daily living and sleep of about 50%. And something that we think is important in therapies that are aiming to treat chronic conditions is that the benefit of the treatment stays there for a certain period of time. So we did a follow-up of 1, 3, and 6 months, and we saw that the improvements were still there. Not at the same degree, but definitely still clinically and statistically significant.
And if patients need top-up sessions, the advantage of this technology is that it could be done anywhere.
It is very easy to do it at home, and we have some patients using it at home. They do not need more than a computer with a webcam, and the algorithms and technology are made open source for researchers to try. So we see this therapy as something that could be easily transferable to other clinics to different countries.
Max Ortiz. And James, lastly for us today, you might have news of the key to living longer. What is it?
Have kids.
How many?
As many as you can. No. This is a study, like more than